In the graph below, 5 points are plotted. We have A, B, C, D, E. Part A, enter the missing labels below in the alphabetical order to complete a proper statement. The graph of the equation y equal minus 3 plus 15 is obtained by joining the 3 points labeled 1, 2, 3 points. So to answer this question, let's first get the coordinates for this point. So point A, the coordinates for point A, x is 1 and y is 4. X for B is 3 and 6. 3 and 6. Now C, 4 and 3. 4 and 3. And E is 3 and 2. 3 and 2. D is 5. There is no y, so 0. 5 and 0. Now we get these coordinates anyway to see which points obtaining the equation. All what we have to do is to substitute the values of each point to this equation, and let's see if it's a solution or not. So now we have the equation which y equal to minus 3x plus 15. Now let's see point A. Point A, x is 1 and y is 4. So here I will substitute 1 in x and see the result. If the result equal to 4, that means A is a solution for this equation. So now x equal to 1, so let's substitute here. So y will be equal to minus 3, 1 plus 15. Minus 3 plus 15 equal to 12. So y here is 12, but actually y here is 4, so A is not a point. Now let's see B. For B, I have 3 and 6. So let's substitute here. So y would be equal to minus 3 multiply 3 plus 15. So minus 3 multiply 3 equal to minus 9 plus 15 will be equal to 6. So y here is equal to the y, so B is a solution. So the first point is B. Let's see C. Point C is 4 and 3. So y will be equal to minus 3 multiply 4 plus 15. So this one minus 12 plus 15, so it will equal to 3, which is the same number. So C is a right point. So now this equation is for a line. This is a line equation. Okay, so let's connect the point B and C. So I cannot take E or A because it's not in the same line. So the other line will be D. So the other point will be D directly. So this is C and D. Okay, if you want to validate if D is the point, let's have D. We have D here equal to 5 and 0. So Y will be equal to 3 multiply 5. So here is minus. So minus 3 multiply 5 plus 15. So this one will be minus 15 plus 15 equal to 0. So 0 here is 0 here. So it's this right solution. So the answer here would be point B, point C, point D. Now, if the point minus 4 and y lies with the given line, then y. So here we have the x, we need the y. So we take the equation y equal to minus 3 minus 4 plus 15. This one will be equal to minus 3 multiply minus 4, it's 12, plus 15 will be equal to 27. So the answer here is 27. In the graph below, 5 points are plotted. So first let's get the coordinates of these points. So for point A, the coordinates of point A is 1, which is x, and y is 2. B will be 2 and 6. C will be 4 and 5. D, 6 and 7. And E, it's between 1 and 2. So it will be 1.5 and 4. So E, 1.5 and 4. Now, here, part A, enter the missing labels below in the alphabetical order. To complete a proper statement, the graph of the equation y equal 4x minus 2 is obtained by joining the 3 points labeled. Now, so we'll substitute each point in this equation, and let's see if this point is a solution for this equation or not. So now let's take point A, which is 1 and 2. So here y will be equal 4x will be 0.1 minus 2. So the answer here will be 2. So y here is 2 and 2, and point A, y coordinates of point A is 2 also. So point A is a solution. Now point B, which is 2 and 6. So y will be equal to 4 multiply 2 minus 2. So the answer will be 6, which is a solution. So B is a solution for this equation. Now here we have A and B. So if we draw a line between A and B, so E will be also a solution for this equation. So the answer, it will be in the alphabetical order, it will be A, B, E. Now, okay, let's try with other points and see if this answer is correct or not. Now, for C, which is 4 and 5, so y will be equal to 4 multiply 4 minus 2. So the answer here will be 16 minus 2 is 14. So y here is not same like the y coordinates of C. So C is not an answer or is not a solution. Now for point D, which is 6 and 7, so y will be equal to 4 multiply 6 minus 2. So 24 minus 2 is 22. Also, it's not the right answer, so D is not a solution. Now for point E, which is 1.5 and 4, so y will be equal to 4 multiply 1.5 minus 2. 4 multiply 1.5 to be 6 minus 2 equal to 4. So y here is the same. So E is the right answer. Now part B. If the point 6 and y lies on a given line, then y. So we'll substitute x with 6. So it will be 4 multiply 6 minus 2. So here 24 minus 2. So the answer will be 22. So y here it will be 22. Now, fill in each blank with an integer. The graph of a linear equation y equal minus 3x minus 7, this is a linear equation, is a line passing through the points of coordinates 0, this is x, and y, don't know about it, and 1, which is x, and y is missing. So what we will do, we will substitute the first point 0, which x, in this equation. So y would be equal to minus 3 multiply 0 minus 7. So this will be 0, so the answer will be minus 7. So the first point is 0 and minus 7 because this is y. Let's see the second point. So y will be equal to minus 3 multiply 1 minus 7. So here minus 3 minus 7 will be equal to minus 10. So the next point is 1 and minus 10. Consider the linear relation y equal to 7x plus 1. Part A, complete the table below to give three solutions of a given equation. So here we have the values of x and we need to get y. So substitute these values in this equation. So when x equal to minus 1, so y will be equal to 7 multiply minus 1 plus 1. So the answer here will be minus 6. So minus 1, it will be minus 6. Now when x equal to 0, so y will be equal to 7 multiply 0 plus 1 equal to 1. And when x equal 2, so y will be equal to 7 multiply 2 plus 1. So the answer will be 15. So the answer here will be 15. Now select the correct option from each drop-down menu to make the statement true. Point 3 and 22. X is 3 and y is 22. So we'll apply in the equation. So when point 3 and 22, so we'll say y will be equal to 7 multiply 3 plus 1. So the answer here would be 22. So 22 and y is 22. So this point makes the equation true and therefore it is a solution. Now let's see point 0 and 0. So when point 0 and 0, so y will be equal 7 multiply 0 plus 1. So the answer is 1. Y is 1 and here is 0. So 0 and 0 doesn't make the equation true, therefore it is not a solution. Now point minus 2 and 15, so y would be equal to 7 multiply minus 2 plus 1, so it will be equal to minus 13, because minus 14 plus 1 equal to minus 13, here minus 13 and here 15, so this point doesn't make the equation true and therefore it is not a solution. Consider two ordered pairs of numbers 2 and 5 and 1 and 1. Which of the following equations is satisfied by both of these pairs of x and y? So we have two solutions for this one. Let's take solution number 1. Okay, solution number 1. We have 2 points, so let's get the slope. So the slope, which is a, if you remember, the equation of the linear is a y equal to ax plus b. So let's get a, which is equal to, this is for example, this point is point 1, so this is x1 and y1, and this point 2, so x2, y2. So let's apply the equation for the slope, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, which would be equal to 1 minus 5 divided by 1 minus 2. So here the answer will be 4. Okay, so the equation would be y equal to 4x plus b. And let's take one of these points and substitute here. So let's take this one for example. So 2 will be equal to 4, sorry, 5 here, y equal to 5 equal to 4 multiply 2 plus b. So this one would be 8. We'll go to the other side. So minus 8 plus 5. So b will be equal to minus 3. So the equation will be y equal to 4x minus 3. So which one of them? So here x plus 4y. This is wrong answer. 4x, yes, plus y equal to 3. No. Wrong answer. X plus 4y equal minus 1. No. So this is will be the answer. 4x minus y equal to 3. Because here we'll say y will come here and x will go to the other side. So y will come to the other side. So 4x plus y. And this one is minus 3. We'll go to the other side. It will be equal to 3. So this is solution number 1. Solution number 2, which is very simple. Let's apply these 2 points here. Now let's see. Let's take substitute. Now we have 2 and 5. Point 2 and 5, right? So substitute x and y, and let's see if it's get the same result here or not. For example, x plus 4y equal to 3. So say 2 plus 5, 4 multiply 5 will equal to 2 plus 20 will be equal to 22, which is not equal to 3. So this is not an answer. Same thing here. We'll take 2, 4 multiply 2 plus 5 will be equal to, we have here 8 plus 5 equal to 13, which is not equal to 3. Third one, we'll say 2 plus 4 multiply 5 will be equal here 2 plus 20 will be equal to 22, which is not equal to minus 1. Let's take this one. So here 4 multiply 2 minus 5, it's 8 minus 5 equal to 3, which is the right answer. So this will be the solution or the equation for these 2 points. Now consider the relation y equal to minus 5.5x. Y equal minus 5.5x. Which of the following pairs constitute a solution of the given relation? Select 3 correct options. So we'll take the first one. X is 3. So here we'll say minus 3 multiply 5.5. So here the answer, so the answer will be minus 16.5. So here it's 16.5, not negative 16.5. So this is not the right answer. Let's take the second point. The second point when 2 and 11. So y will be equal to minus 5.5 multiply minus 2. So 5.5 multiply minus 5.5 multiply minus 2 equal to 11. So this is the right answer because 11 here equal to this 11. Now 1 and 5.5. So 1 and 5.5. So lead us y equal to minus 5.5 multiply 1. It will be minus 5.5, which is not equal because this is a sign. Minus this is positive, so it's not the right answer. 2 and 11. So again, 2 and 11. So we say y equal to minus 5.5 multiply 2 to be equal to minus 11. Here it's 11, so it's not the right answer. 0 and 0 and 0. So here y equal to minus 5.5 multiply 0, which is equal to 0. This equal to this 0. This is the right answer. And here minus 1 and 5.5. So y will be equal to minus 5.5 multiply minus 1. So it will be equal to 5.5, which is the same number of y. So this is the right answer. Below are the graphs of sixth relation is accompanied by an equation. Okay, choose the picture that shows a graph which correctly represents the accompanying equation. Select all that apply. Let's take the first one. Here, I prefer when you see the graph and you want to validate if this equation matches this graph, we need to take 2 points and check if these 2 points is matching this equation or not. For example, I have here this point is the coordinates of this point is 1 and 2. So first point 1 and 2 will apply x of this point to this equation. So y equal to 4 multiply 1 equal to 4. So 4 here is not matching, which is 2. So this will be a wrong answer. The 2 points has to match. If one of them is not matching, so the equation will not match the graph. Let's see graph number 2. I have here this point, which is 1 and 3. So for 1 and 3, let's apply the equation. Y will be equal to 4 multiply 1 equal to 4, which is not the same. So this graph is wrong. Let's see the third graph. Let's take one point, which is 1, minus 1, and 2. This minus 1 and 2. So for minus 1 and 2, y would be equal minus 2 multiply minus 1. It will be equal to 2. So the first point is valid. Let's see that this point, which is 1 and minus 2. So 1 and minus 2. So y will be equal to minus 2 multiply 1 equal to minus 2. Minus 2, and here also is minus 2. This is minus 2, so it's right. So this second point is right. So this graph represents this equation. Let's see number 3 here. I have this point which is 1 and 1. So for point 1 and 1, so y will equal to 4 multiply 1 plus 1. It will be equal to 5. 5, and here is 1, which is not matching. So this is a wrong graph. For this graph, let's take a point which is 0 and minus 1. This point, 0 and minus 1. So we'll take point 0 and minus 1 will give us the equation y equal to 4 multiply 0 minus 1, it will be equal to minus 1. So this is equal, they are equal. So the first point is right. So let's see the second point, which is 1 and 3. This point is 1 and 3. So we'll take 1 and 3. So y will be equal to 4 multiply 1 minus 1. It will be equal to 3. And these points are equal. So this is the second point is equal. So this graph is right. Let's take the last one. I have this point 0 and minus 1. This is 0 and minus 1. We'll apply for 0 and minus 1. We'll say y equal minus 4 multiply 0 plus 1 to be equal to 1. And here is minus 1. So this graph is not correct. Below are the graphs of six relations, each accompanied by an equation. Shows the picture that shows a graph which correctly represents the accompanying equation. Select to apply. We'll take the first one. So as I said, if I want to validate the graph with the equation, I want to take 2 points. 1 point is not enough, and we will see why I'm taking 2 points. Let's see this graph. I have the first point here is 0 and 3. For this point, 0 and 3, let's apply the equation. Y will be equal to minus 4 multiply 0 plus 3. So y will equal to 3. And this is the right. So the first point is right. Let's take the second point, which is 1 and minus 1. 1 and minus 1. 1 and minus 1. Apply in the equation. So minus 4 multiply 1 plus 3 will equal to minus 1. So minus 1 equal to minus 1. So this is the right graph because the second point also is right. Now let's take the second graph. I have the first point is 0 and minus 1. So we'll say 0 and minus 1 will be, so y equal to 4 multiply 0 minus 1 plus 1. So it will be equal to 1, here 1, and this is minus 1. So directly this graph is not right. So let's see the third one. The first point here is 0 and 1. So we'll take 0 and 1. So y will be equal to 9 multiply 0 plus 1 equal to 1. So this point equal, they are the same. So the first point is right. Now let's see the second point, which is minus 1 and 1. This is minus 1 and minus 1. Minus 1 and minus 1. So minus 1 and minus 1. Apply them in the equation. So 9 multiply minus 1 plus 1. It will be equal to minus 8. So this point is not right. So this is a wrong graph. So let's take this one, which is y equal to minus x plus 1. We'll take the first point, which is 0 and 1. So 0 and 1. So y will be equal to 0 plus 1 equal to 1. 1 equal to 1. So the first point is right. Now the second point here, this is minus 1 and this is minus 1. So for minus 1 and minus 1, so y would be equal to minus multiply minus 1 plus 1 to be equal to 2. So this number is 2 and here is minus 1. So this point is wrong. So the whole graph is wrong. Let's take this graph. I have a point 0 and 1. So let's say 0 and 1. So y equal to minus 5 multiply 0 minus 1. So the answer will be minus 1. This is minus 1, this is 1. So this is the wrong graph. Let's see the last one. Here the point is 0 and 2. So point 0 and 2. So y will be equal to minus 3 multiply 0 plus 2 will equal to 2. So this 2 will equal to this 2. So this is the first point is right. Let's see the second point, which is 1 and minus 1. So we'll say 1 and minus 1. Okay, we'll apply the equation y equal to minus 3 multiply 1 plus 2. So it will be equal to minus 1. This is minus 1, this is minus 1. So the second point also is right. So this graph is right. So I have this graph and this graph are the right answer. Click on the coordinate plane at 2 points with integer coordinates that belong to the line y equal to 0.5x plus zero point 0.5. Here, giving a hint, select x minus 1 and x with 1. So let's take the first point. So we'll say x when x equal to minus 1. So y will be equal to minus 2.5 multiply minus 1 plus 0.5. So this will equal to 0. So the first point, it will be minus 1 and 0. So minus 1 and 0, so it will be this point. Let's take when x is equal to 1, when x equal to 1, so y will be equal to 0.5 multiply 1 plus 0.5. So the answer will be 0.5 multiply 1 plus 0.5, it will be 1. So the point, it will be 1 and 1. So it will be this point. So these are the 2 points, 1 and 1 and minus 1 and 0. On the coordinate plane, click the 3 points with integer coordinates that belongs to the line y equal to minus 2x. It's giving a hint, select x equal to minus 1 and x equal to 1 and 1 more. Okay, so let's see here. Let's take when x equal to minus 1. So y will be equal to minus 2 multiply minus 1. It will be equal to. So the first point, it will be minus 1 and 2. So let's draw it here. So minus 1 and 2. So this will be the first point. Second point, when x equal to 1, x equal to 1. So y will be equal to minus 2 multiply 1 will be equal to minus 2. So the second point will be 1 and minus 2. So let's draw in here 1 and minus 2. So we can draw the line here, by the way. So we can see we can take the 0 and 0. So we'll take 0 and 0. So y will be equal to minus 2 multiplied 0. It will be equal to 0. So the third point is 0 and 0. Okay.